This is my Raymond wheel, and this is my Ninja 636. I don't know if it'll actually show you, but it's just there. I'm going to be doing an oil change on it today. I've got a new camera and mic, so hopefully the sound's good and the visuals are good. I'm going to get it on a paddock stand so you can see what we're doing. But what you need: oil, filter. I've got a sump, which I'll show you. Here's the oil. Whoa, and then filter and sump. You don't need a sump plug, it just came with a kit. It was like 30 quid off eBay. What other bits do you need? A couple of tools. What's a 12mm probably to get that off. Might be a 14 or 10, I'll check at the time. And then hex screws to get the fairings off. But other than that, it's all pretty self-explanatory. I've got a paddock stand to make life easier, but you don't actually have to have a paddock stand, but it's like 30 quid off eBay, so if you can't afford that, you shouldn't really be having a bike because they're expensive hobbies. But let me get it on the paddock stand for you now. You can see me struggle. I've done this once already, but I messed up the camera. The camera should be tracking me, so it should look pretty cool, I hope. But let me get it on the paddock stand and yeah, take it from there. Just have a sip of my Monster, Valentino Rossi. When I say sip, it's basically done. But yeah, let's get on the paddock stand instead of just messing about, because I need to get this done and get out of here. I have got my head mount, so I will do that in a minute. But let me just eye up this. I hate doing the paddock stand. Come on. And I'm there. And then just the strength of 1,000 men to get it on. God, this is close. Woo! That was close. Sorry if you can hear the planes. There's not really much I can do about the planes. Why has it gone like that at an angle? Yeah, it's got an angle. Anyway, let me change from motion track view. And I'll just do a quick video around it and then crack on with it, really. It's pretty self-explanatory. Yeah. Boy. And we're back. Look, why is it gone at an angle? Sorry about the garage is crap. We're moving house soon, so I can't be bothered trying to organise it and tidy it up. But this is the bike on the stand. I could probably do with cleaning it, to be fair. But it's gone really far back. I don't know why it's done that. But anyway, let me get round. So here's your actual, where you fill the oil up, and then that's your reservoir there, so you can see how much oil you've got in it. It's actually pretty full at the moment. It doesn't look terrible, but I've been tanking it a bit, so I thought I'll just get it done. And then I'll show you where the oil filter is. The filter is just there. So I'm gonna put you on my head. I'm gonna get these off first, because that's just unscrewing that, and if you really want to see that, then Jesus Christ, your life must be boring. Have you seen that? That's pretty cool. This is my gravel from the drive, and it's just kept itself on there. But yeah, let me get them off. Let me get you on my head. And then I need to make the drip tray and the funnel as well, so you'll see my redneck stuff there. But yeah, let me crack on with that, and then I'll come back. Whoa. Okay, so massive fail. Everything's rounded. That's rounded. That's rounded. Another thing round there is rounded. Everything's rounded, so I can't get it off. But the bike does actually come with a hole at the bottom where you can drain the oil. So you don't have to take it off. It's just a lot easier, especially when you're doing the oil filter. I have made my contraptions for no sump, no oil catch, milk bowls cut open, and they stink royally. They are awful. But it's actually 17mm to get the sump plug off. So I'm going to try and get that off and try and not spill much of it, which I have no faith in myself. I will prop you here so you can see what's going on as I do it. You can see my knee, which is great. I have got a massive torque wrench, which is going to be used as a massive wrench spanner. Well, I can't remember what thing's called anymore. I'm losing my mind. But let's try and get this off without too many problems. I need to move the kickstand out of the way. I could do with this being slightly taller. Right, it's loose. Okay, we are in the game. Good. That was well easy. It's just this 4 litres. I'm going to have to switch it over quick. Just going to let it drop, I think. That's the plan. It's going in a bit anyway. There you go. Yeah, it doesn't actually look that bad. But now you're going to have to watch the changeover. Probably should have done it with that one, because the top of that's a bit more open than this. But here we are. 3, 2, 1. That wasn't awful. Could have been a lot worse. There you go. There's your redneck way of catching oil. Getting concerned that that's getting pretty full. Please stop. I didn't spill that much oil considering I'm using milk bowls. There you go. That's all you need. 2 milk bowls you got an oil change done. The next job is going to be getting the oil filter off. So let's see if I can do that with you here, with me. I think it's going to drip as well, to be honest, the oil, but there's not really much I can do about it. I'm trying to do this with my hand around. This could be difficult. Right, I'm going to have to put the camera down to try and get that off because I'm struggling with the strength of one man's arm. But let's say you take the sump off, if you didn't want to change the oil filter, you could get away with just doing that. To be honest, I might do at this rate because that oil was only done less than 1,000 miles ago. So was that. So I didn't really need to change it that much, but I just want to do a video for you. But let me see if I can get it off. Try and get a bike where everything's not rounded. It'll make your life so much easier. But let me see what I can do, and I'll come back. I stabbed myself, by the way. Things I do for YouTube. Right, see you later, boy. So I have managed it. I managed to get it undone. I need 2 hands for it. But usually you wouldn't have the fairing on, and then the oil would just drip out. But unfortunately for me and you, I don't have that option. There you go. We are done. Got oil everywhere, but we are done. What you're going to do now is put the oil filter back on first, and you want to put a bit of the oil from that on the oil filter. So let me get that out. Okay. The oil filter looks pretty good, to be fair. It doesn't look like it's been that raggeted. I've seen a lot worse oil filters anyway. But get that off. See how it's all just a bit fresh? You want to just caress it a bit. Get that on there. And then I will tighten this up without the camera on. Essentially, you just get the thread right. There you go. Just have that single hand tight for now, and then I'll revert back. I'm getting oil everywhere. Use a proper drip tray. I'm moving, so I don't really need to bother about oil being everywhere. But it looks pretty good. It's dark, but I've seen a lot worse. Right, putting the sump back on, the sump plug back on. You don't need to see me doing that. Tighten that up as much as you can, put the sump back on, and then you're going to witness me fill it up with my other contraption, which is a juice bottle lid. So yeah, that's going to be terrible as well. But we're nearly done, and it's not been awful. Could have been a lot worse. Let me put the sump back on, and then get round there, and then I probably need to clean up as well. So it's all back together around that side. I know this is very redneck, and you won't be happy with it all, but the sump plug's back in. I did put it on pretty tight, but not too tight. I've not torqued it up, so screw you. The oil filter is on, and now we're just going to put this oil in here with my thing, and we've just got to fill it up between that. And then that was it, really. I am spilling half of this. So that's it. That's the redneck way of changing your oil on your Ninja 636. Sorry, the video was a bit crap, and the stuff I used was a bit crap. But you don't actually have to take the fairings off. I thought you did, so my fault. Probably would have been a lot easier without the fairings on, but here we are. Try and get a drip tray if you can, because I've got not loads of oil, but I've got a bit of oil, so got to clean that up now. But yeah, 30 quid all in, new filter, oil and sump plug, which took me about an hour with filming and I've never done an oil change on a bike before. Cars, loads, but bike, no. But it's quite easy. Definitely do that yourself. If you can't do that yourself, you can't really do much in life. You literally need one tool. That was it. Just need one 17mm socket, and that was it. Well, yeah, hopefully that helps someone who's never done an oil change before on a bike or a car. Same really on a car as well. If you did, please like, subscribe, all that crap, because I'm trying to do YouTube again. I've just spent all my money on a new camera and mic, so hopefully it looks good. But yeah, I'll get some videos on this as well. Hoping to do some more outdoor videos, house renovations, everything. So whatever you like, put it here, there and everywhere. And then, yeah, we'll take it from there. But see you later. Bye.